It's Bettie man. That's right, Bettie Jesus. Yeah, man, got a magazine, man. Me release party, my new project, man, on iTunes, Rhapsody, www.bettybryan.com. We here, Charlotte, North Carolina, man, my city, my home, Plaza Road, stand up. North, east side, $5. Two sisters, one stepsister who like a sister. Raised by my mother, raised by my father until this time, everybody know, until this time being incarcerated, my mother and him separated. Born in Richmond, Virginia, Southside Hall Street. Lived in Charlotte 90% of my life, Same family home, man, same struggle, same shit, you know what I mean? Just went to school, tried to make some of that. A little bit of a troublemaker, wanted to be something better, wanted to provide for my family, show them something better than, show myself something better than what I see, what I saw, what I've seen. I hustled, most of, up until a degree of separation. All my homies either dead or in jail. And literally, it's like 3 of us left. So we live in, music became our distraction to the destruction. It's all we have, we try to do other things, on the entrepreneur side, but when you start watching your homies go away, it's forever. You just realize that, this fresh air is better than not recycling. So we here now, Hood Superstar Entertainment. I started the company. My man Marquis got murdered in 2005, Friday the 13th. And, call us to, be like, yo, we the Hood celebrities, Bettie. And I took that, and flipped to the Hood Superstar and started the movement for him, I watched another, brother of mine, it was my cousin, but it was like a brother because we was raised together. Jamie, he was murdered when we was young, and that was the first thing that affected me and hurt me bad. My best friend, murdered, just devastated me. At the same time that was going on, was in love, young, had a girlfriend, she had an abortion on my child. That took me up because I didn't believe in that, So at the same time of that, my grandmother passed. I didn't get to see her from dealing with an abortion from her. And she passed away on her deathbed, wanted to see me, and it was a lot of that pain, man. Kind of depressed me for a while. Went through a little homelessness for a few months. Came back and said, I gotta do something better, be a man, Real men don't make excuses, they make a way. That's what my daddy taught me, so that's what I do. So we here. Yeah, that's part of Bettie grind. I mean, with the West Charlotte, we grind, come to school, do BMWs, me and Cash Jamal, run around New Jordan. My sister in the background, she New Jordans, and my daughter coming in here, but I bet he grinded, just want to show something better. We saw struggle, we saw pain, we saw love, we saw life, we saw family, but I want to change the generations of curses, you know what I mean? You got generations of curses that go on, you see, you want to do better than what your parents did. They want to do better than what their parents did, and so on. So now I try to pass it on to my daughter, and I can look at her today and be like, okay, she's a straight A student, private school, she focused, she want to take horseback ride instead of want to be out here in the streets trying to mess with, do drugs or have sex or be a follower. I help her to grow up to be a leader, so that's a struggle. So she fine, she can wait. She know all of this. She back there, she know this. I talked to her about this. I'm my mama back there, Mama Joe. Everything. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer that you can't take. You have to give back. You have to, you just can't take. I give more back to my community. Honestly, they give it to me. A mentor of mine said, Bettie, you do parties, you do this, you give this, you do that. And you look at your SoundScan, and Charlotte, one of the smallest cities that buy your albums. It's out city. The cities outside of that that buy more of your album. But I look at this city, look at the Carolinas as zombies. We just don't know. We walking around blind. And until somebody like myself, and the 704 other artists that I know, just tastemakers in itself. I do haircuts for the kids. I do, I provide Christmases for a couple families out of the year. At the end of the year, I do three to five, depending on how our situation is. But I mean, I just, you know, the biggest thing I like to feel is that we, you know, Thanksgiving that we feed 100 families. You know, you have families pull up and they got 5, 6 kids, they can't do nothing. You know, they really struggling, they need that turkey, you know what I mean? And Christmas, you see people pull up and they're like, man, you know, I ain't gonna be, they got 6 kids in the back seat, 2 women in the front, and they're like, this is all we got. Battered women shelters, you go up there and you see it. And I just look at my family, I'm an only boy, you know, a dozen or more girl cousins, you know, 3 sisters, a mother, 3, 4 aunts, grandmother, you know, and you know, we all we have, you know what I mean? So it's cool to talk about the shoes and the clothes and all that stuff, but none of that stuff matters. You know, at the end of the day when you leave, it's about, I used to tell my cousin this, he locked up right now. But I used to tell him, like, he's like, man, I did this for him, I did that. I was like, but what are you to them? You know, that's what matters when you leave. You know, people say, you know, what you were to them, not what you did for them. You know? So that's what I try to live by. And I ain't perfect, I'm far from it. But that's Bettie Grind. So I give anytime I can, you know, stop the violence, etc. You know, I'm a product of the environment. I'm a product to show that you can be more. You know, they bring it back to the schools to speak and everything because I definitely wasn't supposed to be in the position I worked for and I believed in God. Well, you got me, you know what I mean, you know, that's me. As you see in this, in my cover, you know, you got my mother, my father, you know, back in the 80s. You got my daughter in there, you know, she's there, her baby picture. You see me and my grandmother, you know, she taught me most I know about God. She was Jehovah's Witness. I pretty much got my history of knowing about Christ through her. She passed from cancer during that time I was saying my depression. She was the person that passed on abortion, all that stuff. You see my best friend Marquis, he's in there a few different times. And then you see everything else. You see every cover I've done. You see magazines, a CD cover. You see me performing in front of 20,000. Some down here, me with Jeezy. You see everything. Respect my vote. I'm with the Hip Hop Caucus. You know, I believe that, you know, it's up to us to change the community. It starts here first, you know, so whether you know, believe in Obama or you believe in Romney or you believe you need to get out there and vote for your city council and your judges, etc., because it affects us. A lot of my friends are doing 20 years right now because we fail to get out there and vote for these judges and DAs, and then they, you know, they don't care nothing about us, you know, and it's our own fault that they get these terms, you know, it's up to us. But the Me Project, man, you know, got my man Drummer Boy on there on a record called Fun. Got Verse Simmons on there. Got a lot of production from the CAC. You know, shout out to Ill Music. Krista Carter, 17-year-old girl out of Indianapolis, Chicago. Who else on that? Shout out to Tito Johnson. He did the O's record. He's right here from the city. And never did a record for nobody. He banged it. Shout out to Cadero. He's on the TGFC project. Now he's on this project singing. My man Pat. It's just, me is me. Like, you know, it's the beginning that people can kind of see, like, where I come from. I'm letting them in a little bit. Everybody says I'm so private, so they make up a bunch of rumors in the city because I never tell them nothing, so they make up stuff. It's a bunch of lies, you know what I mean, you know. But I give you a little bit of me. If you listen to it, you can learn about me. You know, this is my book. It's pretty much an audio book. If you know, you pay attention, you'll learn something. I drop the next record, and there'll be another book, another chapter. You know, but it's me.